Welcome to today's show where we are going to make a cute little bunny cake. So I am going to wait just a minute or two to give people a chance to jump on and get ready to roll. So I'm going to have a drink of water. And the first thing I'm going to do actually, I made my two cakes. I'm going to add our close-up, our split screen here in a second. I made our two cakes and I put parchment on the bottom of the pan, and the parchment is still on my cakes. So I'm going to remove that, but we'll add our little close-up split screen here. Ta-da! See, I still don't know where the second camera is. So I just have the parchment is still on the bottom of my cake. So I'm just going to peel that off really quickly. And you are going to want to have a board or something that you can sit your cakes side by side on in order for you to have enough room. Now I got cake bits stuck to my hands. So I'm going to wash my hands. The next step is going to be completely up to you. You're either going to just hang tight for a minute or you're going to level off the top of your cake. Now, if you were stacking your cakes, you would always want to level them off so you can see that they are a bit domed here. Because this is a bunny, faces aren't flat, so you don't have to do that. I'm going to do it just because, well, I want to, and because I can have this for a little snack. So I'm going to sit this cake top over here for now, and I'll eat that after. So just cutting some of the roundness off. Again, totally up to you. You don't have to do this at all. And I'm going to have this little piece right now. Welcome to my show where I eat cake. And get all over my face. And then need to wash my hands again. All right. So our bunny cake is actually going to be a bunny head. It's not going to be a full body. So if anyone was having visions of them having to like stack and mold a cake, you can put your concerns aside. I'm going to bring this cake over a little bit closer to here. So one of your round cakes is going to be the face of your bunny. So your bunny needs ears. So we're going to make ears out of our second cake. So I'm going to get a knife. I'm not going to use that serrated knife that I used before. We'll get a different one. I don't know why my husband keeps texting me when he knows I'm in the middle of a live show. Like, come on, man, you have my schedule. All right, so choose one of your two cakes to be your face of your bunny. So I think, it really doesn't matter. But I think this will be the face of my bunny, and this is going to be the ears. So I'm going to pick this up to the big camera. So I'm going to cut my ears out of this cake. So I'm going to cut slice and a slice that's ear shaped. So we'll bring this down. We'll turn this a bit so you can see. And you're just going to cut an ear, maybe I should use the right side of the knife, an ear-shaped piece out of your cake, like so, bunny ear. And then you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. And if you want to make sure your ears are equal, just go ahead and sit that on top, and then you can just sort of follow along. So now, just like that, we have two bunny ears. And then we have the middle of our cake, which we're going to use shortly. So I'm just going to rearrange my cakes on here. And you may want, first I would just sit it down and see how it looks. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut just a little bit off the bottom so it will sit nicely against the bunny head. Actually, I'm going to put that ear over here. Yeah. Look, more snacks. So we've already got the makings of our bunny. Let's bring it back here so you can hopefully see without me dropping this on the floor. So we have a little bunny face, our little bunny ears. And we have this part left, which we're going to make into a bunny bow tie. So we're going to leave the bunny bow tie off to the side for the moment. And we're going to work on our bunny face. So I'm just going to adjust it on my board. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to ice it. So, excuse me, I have got some whipped vanilla and I have got whipped cream cheese. Which should I make? One's going to be what I use for decorating, and one's going to be the regular bunny. Like, one's going to cover the whole thing, and one's just going to be here and there. So which one should I use? Should I use the cream cheese or the plain vanilla whipped for all over? So somebody, y'all leave a comment and tell me which I should use for all over the bunny. And while you're doing that, I'm going to get my offset spatula. Look at that, I'm back. So tell me what you think. Vanilla, cream cheese for all over his face or her face, I don't know. And I am just going to check because I know Facebook isn't showing me all the comments all the time these days. So I'm just going to open up another window. Oh gosh, vanilla, cream cheese. Uh-oh, we've got a tie. We're going to need a tiebreaker. Such serious concerns here. Oh wow, this is quite a battle. We got vanilla, cream cheese. Oh, okay. Vanilla on all, cream cheese otherwise. Cream cheese, vanilla, cream cheese, vanilla. Okay, vanilla's winning. So cream cheese we'll use for our decorations. So you can do a couple different ways for frosting it. You can put it in a piping bag and you can do all of that. But either way, you're going to want I froze there. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Technology. All right, we're going to use the whipped vanilla for all over, and we're going to put a crumb coat on to start. Now, this is also up to you. If you leveled off the top of your cake, if you want, you can flip it so that you have the bottom on the top, and that's going to be a little bit easier to frost. So maybe I will do that because the top, especially since we made these cakes ahead of time, gets a little bit sticky, so it's a little bit harder to frost without making a mess. So we're just going to put a bunch on your spatula. Oh, I thank you. This is my favorite apron. And we're just going to start smearing it on. You can use a table knife. And don't worry too much about getting crumbs on it because we'll be able to cover those crumbs. That's why they call it a crumb coat. Now, if I were Martha Stewart, which I'm clearly not, I would take the time to go get some parchment or something and put all along the sides so I wouldn't get any on my board. Because I'm not Martha, I'm just going to slather it on and hope for the best. Remember, this doesn't have to look perfect. Just gob it on there. Gob's probably not the best word to use when telling someone how to frost something or ice something. We just want to cover the whole thing with frosting. And yes, folks, I'm a lefty, so I'm slightly awkward. Such is my life. I'm going to move these bunny ears for a second so I can frost the top of his noggin. It's also a little bit awkward trying to do this when you have cameras all around you. It's the cross I bear these days. It's the cross I bear. All right, so we'll stick those ears back on. So I've just done the whole cake. It's not a beautiful job, but it will do. And then I'm going to do the 2 ears. And I'm going to do the cut edges last because they're going to be the most crumbly. Now, if you wanted to use some skewers or some toothpicks to attach your ears right to the head, you can, but I don't really feel like they're going anywhere, so I'm not going to bother. So I'm going to leave that cut edge for now, and I will do that one at the end after I do this side. I told you off last night. I don't know what Thursday holds, but I can tell you this. When you come home Thursday night, there's going to be a cake here for you to eat. And that seemed to make him happy. So I usually am a little bit more careful when I ice a cake or frost a cake, whatever. But I also don't usually do it live with people watching me. Now I'll do those 2 cut edges. And if you got some on your pan or your board, we can clean that up at the end. Now is not the time to be worried too much about a little bit of frosting. Make sure we get the end of his ear. Oh, I'm glad that it's satisfying to watch. You know what? I love watching other people like decorate cookies and stuff. I feel like those are a bit more soothing than this mess. But okay, I got icing all over my fingers, but our bunny's head is pretty well iced to start. I'll rinse my fingers off. We've got a few options here. I think the best option, if you like coconut, is to take coconut, which I forgot to get out, and I'm going to do a little bit on the ears here, is to take coconut and put it right on top and just kind of poke it on. It will cover up your icing. It'll give your bunny that furry texture. And it will cover up your crumbs. It's going to be a little bit messy. I'm going to do the 2 ears. My husband can't eat coconut, so I'm not going to do the whole cake because it's going to be awful of me to have told him there'll be a cake here when you get home and then be like, surprise, you can't eat it. It's covered in coconut. And again, coconut's going to get kind of everywhere, but we can clean that up. So that is one way. Make sure you get the sides. And I will fix that up a bit in a minute. However, I'll show you, try to show a little bit better. I don't know how easy it is to see on camera. There goes some of my extra coconut, but it's nice and fuzzy like a bunny. So you can do that over your the whole head, or you can just put another coat of frosting on, or you can put icing in an icing bag and do like rosettes or the furry tip or whatever you want. I am going to do the frosting on the 2 ears, and then I'm going to clean up this a little bit, and I'm going to call it a day. So I'm going to take a few minutes for those of you who are working along with me, and we're going to work on our bunnies. I'm going to use some of this, and then I'll get some more coconut. I'm going to put some in a bowl because I don't want to keep putting my fingers in my bag of coconut. All right, so we'll just pop some on. If you've ever put like sprinkles all over a cake, you'll know that they always go everywhere. We'll clean it up after. This is especially a good technique if you're not that confident in your icing ability, because it covers up a lot. It covers up a lot of problems. I wonder if I can turn this a little bit. I'm just going to keep slamming it on here. And then when I'm done with the coconut, I'm just going to very gently lift up my board and kind of scoot some of this extra coconut off. I'll clean the board up better when we're done, but for now, just to get some of that extra off of there. And then we'll just move that off the side. Out of sight, out of mind. So I got 2 fuzzy bunny ears, and I need to clean my fingers again. And then I'm going to just put a little bit more white icing on the bunny itself. So it is important to note that because I am using the pre-made, this isn't going to harden like if you made buttercream. Buttercream would harden, so you could do your crumb coat, let it sit for a while, and then it would get nice and hard, and then you could put another coat on and it would totally cover up your crumbs. Because this is never going to get hard, I'm still going to have some crumbs. I could put, you know what? Okay. I'm going to switch things up. I'm going to keep what's left of this vanilla. I'm going to color that for later on. I'm going to get a piping bag. I know this piping bag looks awful, but I swear that it's clean. And I'm just going to use a big star tip. Slam it in there. The reason I'm using the big one is I only have one fastener, and I want to use that for when we do the detail work. So my trick for putting icing in a bag, I'll move that so you don't have to look at it that close. Whoop. Is I like to put the bag in a tall glass and fold the edges down, because if you try to just hold the bag and put the icing in, you always end up with icing absolutely everywhere. So we'll open up this one and we're going to throw a bunch inside the bag. This tip is really too big for this, but that's fine. That's the motto of everything these days. This isn't right, but it's fine. Okay, so then that's not going to be enough. I can already tell. Let's just put all of it in, and we can squeeze what we don't need back out. All right, and then we just take that out and we flip. This one's a little bit harder to work with because it is a heavier bag. But you flip it back up. And now I don't have icing all over the place. And pull it down. Give her a little twist and we'll start. I am not going to be doing a beautiful job on this guy. Sorry, Mr. Easter Bunny. Like, these are not even defined rosettes. It's just, I'll come up closer, but I'm just kind of, it looks more like a Dairy Queen cake, honestly. You know, the way they just kind of put it around the edge. I better stop going in circles or this guy is going to Man, I might be using too much icing. I'm going to run out. I'm going to have to start being a little bit chintzy. I was way too generous in the beginning. I'm regretting my life choices. But he's going to be beautiful, guys. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I did leave a little bit in the container, so. Oh, gosh. We got a problem. We got a problem here. Sadly, when you refill it, it's harder to do that glass trick. So we'll just slide it in as far as we can. I'm definitely not going to have enough to redo the sides, so we're just going to have to pretend that they are beautiful. All right. Another reason why coconut is a better idea is it goes a lot further. Okay, my bunny head is done. My mother says she has icing for me. If you want, you can come. It's the same house, everybody. We live in the same house. I'll unlock the door. While we're waiting on her, I think I hear her crashing. We have got our bunny ears and our bunny head iced. And we're going to deal with our bow tie. So the bow tie is just going to go at the very bottom. Here she comes. Thank you very much. Delivery. Okay, so that's good because we're going to need more. My bow tie just goes right at the very bottom there. She didn't make a cameo unless you saw her go by the window. And then we're going to frost this guy. So if you're still working on your head, keep on working on your head. I am going to do a crumb coat with, well, I guess I'm going to use cream cheese frosting once I figure out where I put it. Who knew I was going to need so much for this? Oh, boy. Comically, I started off with just one container of frosting. And yesterday I was like, do you have any frosting over there? Because I don't think I have enough. So we'll frost this bow tie. And I could have made buttercream, but I didn't really want to use up all of my butter on icing. Do-do-do. If you had 2 colors of icing and you wanted to ice your bow tie in a different color entirely, you absolutely could. But we've got some decorations so that we can decorate the bow tie and the bunny's head. Oh no, Kelly made icing and ran out, so she has to eat the bow tie. Well, I mean, there are worse things that could happen than having to eat the bow tie. Mine is just barely fitting on this board at this point. And it's going to have like 70 pounds of icing. This sort of reminds me of the time I made my husband a shark cake for his birthday. I used so much frosting on that cake. It was like 98% frosting, 2% cake. The bow tie is just filler anyway, you know. That was just a way to not waste the last bit of that cake. So I wouldn't feel bad about snacking on it. I mean, I cut the tops of my cakes off just so I could have a little snack. Okay, we're back in business now that I've got more frosting. Okay. Move some of these extra things out of the way. Now, we have got a bunny head with its ears and a bow tie, but it looks a bit like a bunny, but it's kind of like, what's going on here? I am going to go back and fill in the sides of my head now that I have more frosting, but I will wait till the end to do that. So first off, I am going to take some of my white frosting and I'm going to make it pink. Or will I? Wait, I didn't prepare for this very much, but over here you can see I went through my baking cabinet to see what I had. And I have some pink sugar in here, I think, somewhere. Yeah. So I have some of that, pink sugar that I can use for the bunny's ear, the inside of his ear. So I am just going to do that. If you have something pink, some pink sprinkles or something like that, you can use that, or you can color some frosting and put that on. I really should have done this before I put that coconut on, but I sort of forgot about it. Doesn't matter. It's still going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. So I'm just sprinkling it on and then giving it a little tap to try to tap it into the icing a bit. This side is not sticking as well as the first side, but it's still good. You get the idea. You get the idea that it is a bunny ear. This one's a little lopsided. I'm going to have to doctor that one up a bit. So for your bow tie, you could color the whole thing in with colored icing. You could use different types of sprinkles. I have got some blue sugar that I'm going to use, but I want to make a bit of a retaining wall so it's not going to fall right off. If you have, one of the things that you could use was licorice, those licorice strings, whatever they're called. You could use that to outline your bow tie. I do not have any of those. So I am going, oh, you know what else you can use? If you made the bird's nest cookies on Monday and you had some leftover colored coconut, you can also use that to color your bow tie. But I'm going to just grab another icing bag. That tip might be too small. And then I'm going to color a little bit of icing so that oh my gosh, totally was like, I don't know how to do this all of a sudden. Okay, just let me struggle with my couplings here for a second because I've lost all of my sanity in the last month and can't remember how anything works. There we go. All right, my brain's turned back on. Okay. So I'm just going to use, this is a number 4 tip, if you're wondering, a number 4 tip. So it's just a circle. And because I don't want to have to make a whole bunch of different colors of icing, I'm going to make brown icing, which I'll be able to use as an outline for my bow tie, as well as some of the features on the bunny. And then maybe I can even define those ears a little bit. So I'm going to come over here and find my brown. So I did get out my big thing of colors today, but I should use black. Black makes more sense. I'll use black. So black icing color. And I am going to mix this right in the container here because I'm going to use most of it. Most of the container, I mean. Using this gel is kind of a bit of a situation. It's gross. I always get it all over. So I like to just use a toothpick and kind of go, oh no. I think the blacks bit the dust. Yeah, I'm going back to brown. I think that the cover must have been loose on this one. I'm not using that. Yes, this looks right. What did I do with my toothpicks? Oh, they're right here. I'm fighting trying to do, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna get a little scoop of brown. It's not a whole lot. Just gonna stick it in there, and then I'm gonna get a spoon. I gotta toss that toothpick before I sit it down and get it everywhere. And we'll just mix this up. It's gonna be a lovely poop color. Okay, that's not quite dark enough. I'm gonna need a bit more. It's a little bit too light. So I got another toothpick here, get another scoop. You can do whatever color you want, or if you have that licorice, you can just use that. But I'm trying to go with the use whatever you already have in the house plan. So we will mix this up. Still not super dark, but it's dark enough. So I'm going to do that same trick with the glass. It's a lot easier with this one because it's not as stiff. And we'll just put it over the edge. Although air likes to get trapped in this one. And then I will just fill it with our brown. Pick it up, jiggle it back into shape. You can also use a Ziploc bag if you don't have icing bags. And then you just have to cut the tip. And then you push it down and then give it a twist. And then I'm going to outline. My mother says she had a black disaster one time. The container had a crack in it and went everywhere. I remember that disaster, actually. I'm going to outline my bow tie. So I'm going to not go right to the very edge. And I'm going to put that little circle in the middle that you would have on a bow tie, just because I can. But you do your bow tie however you like. And then while I'm going to come up here and try to outline these ears. Really should have done this before adding all that coconut, but alrighty. I'm going to try to pick up this camera and show you because I think that's going to be a little bit easier. So try not to get dizzy. So there is my bow tie. I just kind of outlined it. And there are our ears. If I zoom out, you can see the whole thing. So you can tell it's not perfect. Nobody's going to care. Guess what? It's still going to taste the same. So I'm going to take my blue sugar and oh, there was a plastic piece in there. And I'm going to drop that in my bow tie area. So if you have kids in the house, you could get them to do this. So then when it gets screwed up, you can blame it on them. But you can use whatever you want to fill this in. Sprinkles, jelly beans. You could also use pink jelly beans for the ears. Pink sprinkles, just plain old icing, whatever you want. Whatever you have, more like. Fill in our little bow tie. And you know, even if you feel like your skills aren't sensational here, really everybody is just happy to have something right now. So anything that's festive is going to work. Even if it's Not quite perfect. Wonderful. I'm just going to use up the rest of this blue because there's no point in keeping a teeny tiny smidgen. Oh, thank you, Monica. So let's take another check-in at our bunny cake so far. See, he's coming along. He's not perfect, but who cares? All right. Oh, I better put the cover back on this brown before I end up with another disaster. Alrighty, so we still have eyes, nose, mouth, and whiskers. You're gonna make a fruit cake. That's lame, Linda. A fruit cake. Huh. I'll allow it. That's my mother, in case anyone doesn't know. So you can just use icing to pipe on your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your whiskers. I'm going to use that for my mouth and my whiskers, maybe my nose. Eyes, you could use lots of different things. You could use jelly beans, mini eggs. I'm afraid my mini eggs are going to be a little bit too small. I do have, these would be terrifying. I have these little tiny eyeballs, but they're so little. He would need like 100 of them. So I'm not going to use those. What else do I have over here? Oh, I had green sprinkles I was thinking about using. I'm going to see how he looks with a couple green mini eggs for eyes. You know what? I think they're going to be adorable. So I'm just going to plunk those down. See, they might be a little bit close together. But you know what? Sometimes that happens. Yeah, right? It would be like some sort of terrifying thing. I think because his eyes are so little, I'm going to give him, I was thinking about eyelashes, but now I'm not sure. I'm going to make his little nose. And then I'm going to come down, make a little bunny mouth, and then some bunny whiskers. Oh, he's so cute. His face might be slightly off center. Oh, I sort of am in love with him, actually. So the question is, do I give him eyelashes or do I give him eyebrows? Eyelashes, eyebrows. Let me know. I'm going to work on piping the sides of his head while I wait to find out what kind of eye feature to give him. Brows. We'll wait to see if anybody else has an opinion. Not that I don't value yours, Kelly. Just trying to be a democracy here. Show another close-up. I'm going to give you until I finish doing these sides to tell me brows or eyelashes. I knew there was an air bubble in there. Oh, this is kind of like the thread. You know how I talked about the lazy man's load with the thread? I should have just put a little bit more icing in here. I was almost done. I actually hate this bag because it is so stiff. Whereas this one, I can easily make sure all the icing is down. Anyway. All right, let's see. We got a both. We got eyelashes. We got brows, brows, brows. All right, I'm nervous about these brows, to be honest. I don't want them to look too surprised or too angry. Now you can see in my sink. So there's his eye there. There he is, looking all cute and furry. Hope I didn't give you motion sickness there. And I am going to start to clean up my board a little bit here. So I'm just going to take a piece of paper towel, and first I'm just going to try and scoot off the extra coconut. This would absolutely look better if you did it all coconut or all frosting, but I didn't want to put all coconut, and then I still wanted to show you how you would do the coconut. So then I just put a, whoops, ooh, camera. I put a little bit of water on my paper towel, and now I'm just going to try to clean up a little bit. Don't get too anal about this. Just as long as there's not any big gobs of icing or anything hanging around, it's fine. Person can't talk while they're doing this. This is serious work. All right, I'm going to take a second. I'm going to clean off the table, or the, whatever this thing is, this island. And then I will bring the camera back down to give you one more look. Oh yes, I forgot about all this. All right, let's get the compost bucket because that's where this is all going to go. And then we'll just wipe the rest of this down. Is it satisfying to watch me clean my countertop? I love bunny cakes. Oh, used to make one every year, and then my aunts took up and, oh, that's so nice. All right. Here's our finished bunny cake. Here he is, looking all cute. Like he's just gonna go. This is Peter Rabbit. He's got the blue. He's very concerned about life. He's very concerned that people aren't staying home when they're supposed to be. And that's his Easter message to the world. So that is it. We have made our bunny cake. Showed you a bunch of different ways and things that you can use. So I know there's a few of you who are making bunny cakes along with me. So when I finish this up, I'm going to take a picture, a proper picture, and post it in the Facebook group. And then I would love to see the bunny cake that you made in the comments, because I'm sure they're all adorable. That is it for today. Now tomorrow is Good Friday. Tomorrow I'll be teaching yoga at 1, and that is it. Then actually, let's just get rid of this close up. We don't need it right now. How do I get rid of it? Boom. Okay. So tomorrow at 1, I'm teaching yoga. I will share that here in the group as well. And then I am taking the rest of Friday. I'm taking Saturday and Sunday off. I'm very much looking forward to it. As much as I love hanging out with all you guys, I need a little bit of downtime. I spend a lot of time talking to myself these days, and I'm going a little bit crazy. So we'll be back Monday. I know Easter Monday is technically still a holiday for some, but I will be back in action as per usual on Monday. So this afternoon, I plan to release the schedule for next week, so you'll know what's coming up. Thank you, Taryn. It's full of hedgehogs. I love it very much. And yeah, if you make a cake, I want to see it. I don't care what you think about it. I want to see it. And if you don't want to send it for everyone to see, you can send it to me privately. I won't post it. That's it, though. I hope you enjoyed making or watching me make a bunny cake. And I hope you have a wonderful Easter. And I will see you maybe tomorrow, but next week for sure. So bye.